Loatheb counterspell, same turn. Lock out the freeze mage.
I bring life.
Alright, that's GG, right? We got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we only have 11. Balls. Well, we can't kill him. I guess we just Reno. We have to settle for that play. Right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not well calculated by me, if I'm honest with you. Alright, well, Reno up to 30. Elman down to 1. I mean, we probably just pop him this turn. Yeah, I mean, he can't heal, so screw it, right? We can freeze the Alex, make it less annoying. Okay. I thought I had enough damage that I could Loatheb counterspell and just pop him, but I didn't. I only had 11. So I should have played a bigger minion on the previous turn.
Aha. Well played. You win this one.
Alright, we had him. GG. Yeah, we can't really lose to Freeze Mage with this deck, man. We're a Reno deck. Reno with Loatheb and its mid-range. Mid-range decks beat Freeze Mage. Reno decks beat Freeze Mage. And that's what our deck is. It's a mid-range Reno deck. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so Value Mage crushing the Freeze Mage. What can we change to try and like make this deck a little bit stronger? I really like the idea. It seemed to work really well. We could add some 2-ups though. Is something we could definitely do because at least one 2-of. I would like to see maybe a second Frostbolt just because Frostbolt's so good against aggro, so good against control. We have a Flame Waker, so having a second Frostbolt with the Flame Waker is insane. We have Mana Worm, it helps with that. It's just a good card. Then you need to make sure that you draw the Frostbolt before you use the Reno, but you're going to hold Frostbolt off the mulligan against all aggressive decks, so when you need Reno early, which is only against aggressive decks, you should be able to find a Frostbolt. So I would like to see a Frostbolt in here. Cause you got the one Flame Cannon, one Frostbolt, which is kind of like 2 Frostbolts, but it's not as good. Yeah, where could we find... Healbot's like pretty sketchy too. We should be having board early. Like, I think it makes more sense to try and take the board early rather than try and like surrender the board and heal. So I don't think we're gonna need this 8 heal. We have Reno. I mean, I get it. You want Healbot when you don't draw Reno, but like, Healbot's one of the only cards in our deck that aren't just strictly about tempo and progressing our board state is Healbot, and like Elise is a 4-mana 3/5, so that's fine for tempo. But Healbot and what else? BGH is a tech card, but Healbot and Explosive Sheep are only cards that are not like stat for stat good minions. So I feel like stat for stat good minions is a pretty big theme here, as the other 20 minions in our deck all follow that theme. So I'd like to see the Healbot on. No, we definitely do not want an Echo. This isn't an Echo deck. This is a play on curve and then outvalue your opponent by having slightly bigger cards and an ability to heal to full and an AoE. So I'd like to see the Healbot gone, and I'd like to see a second Frostbolt put in. I think it's going to help you control the board a little bit better, combo with your Flame Waker and things like that, and just help you take off a little bit there. Counterspell needed? Counterspell's great, man. Standard Tempo Mage runs these 3 secrets, basically. Usually you run a Counterspell, a Duplicate, and like a Mirror Entity in your standard Freeze Mage if you're running 3 secrets. I mean, not Freeze Mage, in your standard Tempo Mage. And we have a Tempo Mage skeleton that we just kind of like extended a little bit, and then put in Reno to justify the extension so that we could heal against aggro. And I get the purpose of the Explosive Sheep, but is there any way we can also cut that to be able to control the board earlier with something maybe a little bit more aggressive? Something that establishes tempo rather than is reactive. Because that's our only remaining reactive card, right? We have, I guess Big Game Hunter's reactive, but Big Game Hunter You're a mid-range deck. Big green number's good. Welcome, FTP Valkyrie. Thanks for the sub. Sub hype. If you have a deck list you'd like to get doctored, feel free to link that in the chat. How's it going, man? 3 Secrets is dumb now. 3 Secrets is standard. Google like every Tempo Mage list that's ever been top 10. They all got 3 Secrets in them. So I like the 3 Secrets a lot. I could see a second Scientist with 3 Secrets. You're going to want Scientist early game against every deck. So having the second Scientist in there I think is really good. So I think you're allowed to have up to 2 duplicates while having Reno. So I think this is still going to allow us to Reno quite consistently. And our ability to stomp aggro is a little bit better. And now all of our cards fit the same theme. We don't have reactive cards like we had Healbot and Explosive Sheep in there before, which are reactive cards. Well, every other card in the deck is not reactive. Like they're all like shredders, water element. Like none of these, you don't react to your opponent with these. You just play them, and your opponent has to figure out how to deal with them. You're playing the high value cards, and they're playing the removal to it. So I like having everything fit the same theme. As I think decks that go too many directions aren't usually good, and this deck had a really solid already one theme going on with it, and then I think just refining that a little bit better makes it a little bit stronger. Arcane Blast would be great. I don't think we have enough draw to support Arcane Blast. It's like a really low value card. We only have 1 Flame Waker. Why no Effigy? More tempo oriented? Well, because this is the against control, like duplicates just the nuts. If I duplicate Azure Drakes, Water Elementals, Piloted Shredders, Belchers, Emperor, Reno, Sylvanas, or Boom against control, I automatically win. So just having that kind of win condition in there is insane, because then you can just outvalue whatever deck. So I like it. I like it better than Effigy. Effigy also, like, I don't think it's as good. There's a lot of bad minions that you usually get. But yeah, if you wanted Effigy, you could try it. But I think Duplicate's a lot better because it makes your deck a lot more well-rounded. Effigy just blows. Like 50% of the time, you just get crap off of it. Whereas Duplicate, you can kind of control a little bit better, and you can get insane crap. Why keep the Emperor? That is true, actually. Emperor, you have no combos with Emperor. That is a good point. That is a good point, Sensei Schwan. I didn't think about that, actually. There's probably a better 6-drop we could run than Emperor. We don't have very many cards that combo with Emperor. I mean, against aggro, getting Emperor on 6 is pretty sweet to allow you to do maybe Flame Waker tricks or something and just get your mid-range minions out a little faster, but I could see something else over Emperor for sure. What could we get? Chat brings up a good point here, is we don't have a combo that we're trying to do with Emperor. We're just playing it to be a 5/5. And there's definitely probably a better solution than a 5/5 we could play on our 6-mana slot. We could even lose a 6-drop because we have actually 3 6-drops, which is a lot. If we lose a 6-drop, what are we putting over that? Is there like a good 5-drop we could run? No, we have pretty much all the good 5-drops. We're kind of limited because of the Reno factor. And we don't want any more duplicates. Ethereal Conjurer might be kind of cute. That's more anti-control than anti-aggro, though. So the Ethereal Conjurer is an option. What else is a good option? Karen is a kind of sketchy option, but it's an option. Sky Golem's always pretty sweet. You can just throw a Sunwalker in there. Sunwalker's a big annoying thing with Daunt. Probably slows down aggro a little bit. We could throw in another 3-drop because our 3-drop line is extremely weak. We only have 3 3-drops. 3 3-drops. We could put in like Ring Farseer is pretty weak. Yeah, 3-drops in this game are very underwhelming. Spellslinger is not the worst option in the world. Is Rag too YOLO? Rag's not bad. I don't know how good it is in a Paladin metagame, though, you know? That's the big problem with it. So, like, are you really going to want to run Rag in a Paladin metagame? Could look at things like... I mean, Tony's never that bad. We don't have that many cheap spells and no spare part generation, though. Acolyte of Pain's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty bad, actually. Acolyte of Pain doesn't establish tempo. We're not trying to draw. We want high value, high stat minions. Like, Boulder Fist Ogre is an example, but Boulder Fist Ogre is a bad card. High value, high stat that we have to have a 1 of. Baron-geddon? No, not Baron-geddon. High value, high stat. I was having a blast playing Stampede and Kodo the other day. I think that card gets a lot of value in the current metagame, but I don't know if you're that techie. Kirin Mage? Not Kirin Mage. I think Ethereal Conjure is like one of the best ones. I think Ethereal Conjure. Against Stagro, you can get more AoE. Or some of the sick mage spells. You can definitely get more removal when you need it. You can get burst damage against control. I think Ethereal Conjure is pretty sweet. So I would play Ethereal Conjure in that slot, I think. Harrison was an option, but I was like, we already got Ooze, so I don't know. If you want to just meme weapon classes, you could throw in Harrison, I guess. I don't like Sarad. I like Ethereal Conjure more than I like Sarad, because Sarad's just way more of a mana sink, and the 6-3 from Ethereal Conjure is actually pretty annoying. So yeah, I would go with Ethereal Conjure. Like, there's a lot of cards you could run in that slot, because it's, like, pretty open-ended, but Harrison or Ethereal Conjure are the ones that stick out to me as being the best in that slot, I think. As cards that establish tempo, are good on stat for stat, and actually do something. Sarad doesn't fit the theme, though. The reason being is because you're paying 5 mana with Sarad for a 4-5. Where is Sarad? I gotta find it so I can show y'all. In case you don't know what Sarad is. So you pay 5 mana for a 4-5, and then you have to hero power to be able to get the spell. So now you're sinking 7 mana into a 4-5. Whereas this card, you spink in 5 mana to a 6-3, which is similar in stats, arguably a little worse, but you don't have to sink in the extra 2 mana to get the spell, you just automatically get the spell. So that's why I like Ethereal Conjure a lot more, because all of the minions in our deck, every single card so far, is high stat for its cost, and we want to fit that theme with every card in our deck, since we've already done that so far, because we're a mid-range deck. So that's why I like it. So yeah, that's how I would doctor that deck. Why not Tony? We don't have enough spare parts or cheap spells because we're running a Reno deck, so we cut a lot of the cheap spells. Also, Tony, again, isn't high stat for stat value. Tony is a 7 mana 5/7, so you're paying 7 mana, and then you have to pay mana on top of that, and then your board position after that is not as strong as if you were to play something like Dr. Boom, which is a 9/9 stat-wise immediately without having to spend mana after that. So we're not trying to play the value game here. We're trying to kill people with board control. So we want things that develop the board as much as possible for their cost. So, not enough cheap spells also doesn't accomplish the goal of developing the board as much as possible for its mana cost, which is the theme of every other card in the deck. So, doctored, man. Where can I send you my deck? Oh, Radicamino1 just subscribed. I totally missed your subscription, dude. How's it going, man? Welcome to the Batcave Team thing. Feel free to just type it in chat here, and I can add it to the queue. FTP Valkyrie, I did not get it. I saw it, I just didn't, I was busy like in my own thoughts and didn't actually copy paste it, and now I lost it in chat because everyone was saying card names. So feel free to link the deck. But yeah, that mage deck actually seems really solid. So impressed with that one. Good job, man. All right, we're on to Widow Scar now. This is my deck, Winky Face. Winky Face scares me. I feel like I might be getting trolled. I'm scared. All right. Oh, Winky Face is playing a kind of similar deck, but he's playing the non-Reno version of the extended tempo mage. The value mage, if you will. Alright. Alright, let me add some decks here. We got FTP Valkyrie added to the queue now. Our queue is long as balls. And then we have Radical Memo 1, or Radical Mino 1 added to the queue. Valkyrie. My favorite map in StarCraft Brood War was Ride of Valkyries or something like that is what it was called. Reminds me of that. That's an old map. Alright. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decks in the queue. So that's about it's about like 3 hours of streaming. So I think I'm gonna close the queue now. And there's all the people that can donate for Deck Doctor. If we have more time at the end, I'll reopen it. But it's a really long wait anyway. So I'm gonna try and just get these done with, because I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for, and I want to make sure I can finish everybody's deck doctor, and I don't want to have to rush through anything. So I'm going to close the queue and just do the decks we got in here. Queue closed, man. Alright. So I appreciate everyone's donations and the wanting to add more to the queue, but there's only so many I can do, man. Only so many I can do. Alright, let's getting on and do this one. Thanks, Boshimi, for disabling the command. Alright, so Mana Worms we got. Arcane Explosion is an interesting card. It's in here. We're going to see how it performs for sure. And then we got Flame Cannons and Frostbolts. Alright, good mage cards and an Arcane Explosion. Unstable Portals. 2 Mad Scientists, I like that a lot. Sork Apprentice, one of Sork Apprentice. We're rocking double Effigy, okay. And double Mirror Entity. 4 secrets, that's a lot of secrets. We have 1 Flame Waker. Okay. I guess since we only got 1 Sork Apprentice, it's hard to fit in. Maybe it's hard to combo it sometimes. Alright, Fireballs. Keyzon. Piloted Shredder. Pilot. Okay. Azure Drakes. Lothad. Sludge. Flame Strike. Boom. And Sir Ragnaros. Alright, so we got a Tempo Mage build with 1 Flame Waker, 1 Sork Apprentice. And instead of those cards, we are running things like Ragnaros and a Keyzon Mystic. And an Arcane Explosion. Over something like missiles from standard Tempo Mage. So it's like some sort of like mid-rangey mage thing. Because we definitely have a solid mid-rangey curve. We got as many 5-drops as Druid in this bad boy. And no 6s though, so see how it works. See if we can get some value off this effigy and try and make it happen. I don't know, man. I think you usually want 2 Flame Wakers in Tempo Mage. It's usually a pretty good card. We don't have any Arcane Intellects or Draw either, but we have a lot of high value cards to make up for not having Draw, I guess. So we'll see how that works out for us. We should be able to beat Druid still. Druid's like one of our best matchups, right? Being Tempo Mage. And we got the Dream Start, the Mana Worm Flame Cannon against Druid's Cray. Yeah, we should be able to just toaster him. Alright. Let's go, Bubba. Uh-oh. Flame Cannon, not so sweet against the Living Roots. Alright, we still developed the Mana Worm. I mean, if it trades, it trades. It's okay with us. This is Tempo or Reno Jackson. This is a Tempo Mage. Mid-rangey Tempo Mage. It's kind of like what the Reno Jackson list did, except without Reno Jackson.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Oh my. Want to buy that Arcane Explosion, man. Wow, we drew our late game. We drew our late game for sure. Oh, cool. He's just missing his early game in Abusive Sergeant Druid. I guess we're gonna Effigy and then coin Azure Drake next turn. If the Azure Drake sticks, we get Spell Power up, and if it gets hit, then effigy procs, so that'll be pretty sweet. Alright, that's not a good trade for us, but hopefully something big off effigy, man. Give me like a Fel Reaver. Because we already got all of our high end, so if we hit a Fel Reaver here and mill the rest of our deck, we don't really care. Because we'll still just belcher into boom into rag 'em. Ah. I somehow don't think he is trading. Okay. I guess I want to force the effigy to happen, so I don't really want to Frostbolt the Fel Reaver because I want to be able to develop the Belcher this turn. Frostbolt the Fel Reaver next turn. Hopefully he doesn't have Keeper of the Grove. Okay, I'm gonna trade because I want to try and stay alive here. But we could have Frostbolted it and like, I don't know, unstable portaled. It just seems a little bit weaker. He's got a hope. No keeper. No keeper.
My shield.
Alright, no keeper. He is still. He's not gonna be able to connect the 8, so that's good for us. We get the 5-drop effigy. Cool, got a 5/4. Not bad. Now, since we don't have a big minion to develop, now we can use our removal. So I want to go Frostbolt on this guy, calm that guy down. Well, I guess I want to ping this first. This does 5. I want to flame cannon something this turn. Hopefully it doesn't hit this. So hopefully we hit a 2/3 here, can clean up a little bit. We don't want to hit the Fel Reaver. Cool. We get both of our trades, and then we're set up in a good spot to just play boom next turn. Hopefully. 11 cards left. So if we're able to play 4 cards, we can fatigue the rest of his deck. We can play 1, 2.
What to do?
Oh, now we have to play 2 cards to fatigue his deck. Oh god. Oh god. This didn't go well. I thought one of these would stick. Well, this is a predicament. Well, we can make him draw the rest of his deck. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we just have to kill this Fel Reaver and we win the game. So let's do that. Now if we beat Fel Reaver, we win the game. Final boss, right? We may take fatigue damage.
Job's done.
Where are taunts? We just need taunts or freezes, come on. We're gonna need this sick rag snipe is what we're gonna need. I don't know. Depends what his final card is. Savage Roar, or Darnassus, or Jeeves. I don't know if he's running 1 Roar or what he's doing, but we've only fatigued 1 Roar, we've fatigued 1 Darnassus Aspirant, and 1 Jeeves, and 1 Sea Giant. So it could definitely be, and 1 Piloted Shredder. It could be any of those cards. I have no clue what this guy's doing with his deck. Alright, it's the Savage Roar. I figured probably Savage Roar. Alright. Now, this is a predicament. He's setting up lethal. We're 1 mana off the clear? 1 mana off. So we depend on Ragnaros to win us the game now? When I play the Dryad first? It does the same thing. Once they have 0 cards, they can't fatigue more cards from their deck, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well, YOLO Rag. And good luck and God bless.
Job's done.
Gotta hit the Fel Reaver. That's GG.
Well played.
God damn. Never lucky. Never ever lucky. GG. We were close. Alright, so what can we change to this deck to make it a little bit better? I don't know what the Kizan's doing in here, but I don't think we need a Kizan in this deck. I think, like, we should be the one ahead on board, especially with the 1-drops and the scientists and stuff like that. We should definitely get ahead on board. So I would get rid of the Kizan and try and get things like Flame Waker in there to go with our cheap spells. Arcane Explosion's a nice thought, but I like Arcane Missiles a lot better. Usually they do the same thing unless you're super unlucky, and usually Arcane Missiles can find a lot more openings to be useful. You're able to combo with Flame Waker, you're able to use it as an Arcane Explosion in a lot of cases to beat Muster for battle. You can use it a lot more efficiently with Sorcerer's Apprentice because that makes it cost 0. And speaking of Sorcerer's Apprentices, I'm kind of tempted to find a way to put another one in there, because then you can get unstable portal hands and stuff like that. Just your early game gets a lot better. So I get the idea that we're trying to like use Effigy here really efficiently and try and get it with these things, but Effigy's really sketchy as a card overall. So I'd put the second Sorcerer's Apprentice in, so you can get your Frostbolts for 1, your Flame Cannons for 1, get some early game tempo things, and take early game board control a lot better. Hit the Egg, Flame Strike, Flame Cannon was full clear. We're on 8 mana. And that's a 9 mana combo. No, I even said that out loud. I was like, we were 1 mana off being able to full clear it. So yeah, we were almost there. With 1 spell damage, Arcane Explosion isn't that bad. Yeah, but we only have Ezra Drake to go with it. So I mean, like, Missiles just accomplishes the same thing and doesn't need as many combos. So it's just, I think it's just a better card overall. And I would call this. I don't think we need that much card draw because we got 2 Drakes and Lotheb and Belchers. So we have all of this to have consolidated late game draws. So I think we're okay with the late game draws. So I'm okay cutting the Arcane Intellect from the standard Tempo Mage list. So we're Tempo Mage, but instead of running Arcane Intellect, we're playing later game 5 drops. So I think that's fine. Because like standard Tempo Mage would cut the Belchers and play Arcane Intellects, but I think this is okay. Yeah, call that doctored. But you need 2 Flame Wakers, man. You need them. You need a 2 Flame Waker. You're playing Tempo Mage. And you need to get that early game board control on lock, because you don't want to be the one recovering, especially since most of your cards are threats. Like Flame Waker's a threat, Sorcerer's Apprentice is a threat. You got Piloted Shredders in there. Like, you don't have very many reactive cards to begin with, so why give up the board early and try and react when you have all offensive cards? So that's the way I would do it. Play Sludge with Ogre. Sludge is real good. Alright, next deck. We got Sid Fish's deck. Mally Dragons. Oh, baby. Alright, Sid Fishes. Here we go, man. We have Innervates. That's a good start to every Druid deck. Moonfires. Some Malagos decks. That makes sense. The Wild Growth to ramp up. The Wraths. Alright. What other Druid cards? Keepers and Swipes, obviously. Good. Good. Those including in your Druid deck every time. Makes sense. I like that a lot. We got Ancient Allure. That's a good card when you're playing a pretty slow Druid deck like this. And now we have Dragons and BGH and Thalnos. Thalnos, BGH, and all the Dragons. So we got these guys in here, and then we got that guy. Of course, these Dragons, these guys. Got that guy in there, some anti-aggro stuff. Corruptors. Maligod. What am I missing? Huh. What in the world? I'm missing something. Am I getting trolled? Oh, Emperor. There we go. So we got dragons for controlling the board. So how many dragons we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a healthy number of dragons. We got cards that can benefit from dragons. We got a combo for lethal with Malagos and Emperor. Moonfire's dealing 6 apiece, 12, and then we can hit a Living Roots with that for even more phase damage. Get another 7 in there. Easily reach 19, max 26 on people. Got BGH for hard removal. So mid-range druid, switched out all the things to dragons. Looks like it could work. I like this a lot better than the auctioneer version, because auctioneer is just so bad. So I like your version a lot better than the auctioneer version. Why did the title not stick? There we go. Perfect. Let's give it a shot. Why do we need Alex Strasler? We can burst people for 26. Alright, let's see what happens here. We got the what early game do we have in the deck? Living Roots. We don't want to use Living Roots against Warrior. Other early game we have Thalnos. Blackwing Technician is a card we're going to want to find early. And I guess just our 4-drops. Keeping Blackwing Technician with Wild Growth is pretty bad though. We want to try and find our 4-drops when we have Wild Growth, because we go turn 2 Wild Growth into either Twilight Drake or double Twilight Guardian. But Twilight Guardian being able to activate on 4 is kind of sketchy. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Azure Drake's good against Warrior. Warrior is going to be kind of weird. We definitely don't really need any of our early game cards against Warrior, so that's good because we run very few of them. But one of the big issues we kind of have is we're Wild Growthing into a 4-drop, and then we have to have a dragon to activate our 4-drops, really, our Twilight Guardians. So that makes Twilight Guardian kind of an awkward turn 4 play. But Blackwing Technician works out good. Four mana 3/5 is good average stats. It's not bad. Hopefully he plays Acolyte of Pain. He's setting up to kill it with what? I guess he could even be setting up to kill it with Deathbite here. Either way, we have a dragon now to activate these, so I don't really want to prioritize just doming him in the face with them, so I'm going to play Azure Drake since we have the dragon. If we didn't have the dragon, I wouldn't play Azure Drake there. So if we save an Innervate, how much damage can we get up to? Because we might want to be saving an Innervate to go with our Malagos to be able to swipe with it after Emperor procking. So I guess we'll see how the game plays out there. Alright, we can clean that up. Blackwing Corruption. Not too bad, not too bad. We already have Emperor. I don't think it's right to Emperor here though. Get the Blackwing Corruption value, kind of make our board more resilient. We need to wait on Emperor, hit more things with it. Probably hit at least 1 Living Roots with it. If we get this down to 8 and this down to 3, then we can play Malagos, Innervate, Swipe, and then Living Roots all in one turn. And then the other Living Roots, and then the double Moonfire. So that's the combo I'm kind of looking to try and build here. Clean this guy up completely, that's nice. Oh, we're building that combo quite niftily. Yeah, let's just clean this guy up, hold on to our removal and stuff. That hero power phase. So Swipe adds 9 damage. So right now we have 9 plus 6. We have 15. So that'd be turn 10, 15. Well, we could do a turn 9, we could do 15, right? 8, and then this. So turn 9, we could do 15. So we could play this next turn, then hit him for 15 on the following turn. That's not bad. That's not bad. He might not see that coming.
I have no time for games.
Well, that's awkward. I think we try and kill him. So his Sylvanas is getting value, and we're gonna kill him on the following turn, hopefully. See how much armor gain he has. Because otherwise we're just getting slowed down by a lot in the Sylvanas.
For the wild.
So I'm gonna say screw getting slowed down. Play a Belcher, try and survive, and we'll dome you over the top. He needs to go like Shield Maiden Coin Armor to live. Or like Shield Block Armor. So we're hoping he doesn't have that. Looks like he's just going to prioritize stealing my Emperor. And hopefully die. Coin Shield Maiden. And then GG.
I can take the hit.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's how you Malagos Druid people. Easy game, easy life. Not bad. I like it. Got a lot of high value things in here too. So like we could have dragged the game out a lot longer if we hit our lures or our Chilma and stuff like that. Keep things going like a lot longer. Yeah. Sid Vicious is on to something. Alright, is there any way we can add some amount of draw, though? Alright, how many dead cards are in Combo Druid normally, if we just look at it that way? In Combo Druid, normally you have the 2 Force of Natures and the 2 Savage Roars. So, I mean, that's only 4, and that's how many we have. And we have as much draw as Standard Druid, so I guess maybe we don't even need draw. That's pretty dank, man. Well, actually, we have the 5th one here with this. We have 1 extra dead card, and then we have our Boom, our Double Ancient Allure. So this is a standard mid-range Druid 7s. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 5s instead of 5 5s. Our 4-drop line against aggro is kind of sketchy. We have Thalnos as the extra cycle to make up for having the Malagos, so we have the same amount of card draw. The card draw to dead card ratio looks good. Looks good. We have this against aggro, this against aggro. This helps against aggro a lot. Only thing is, like, the 4-drops, having a 1 to play on 4 is kind of awkward, right? We don't really want to cut dragons, though, because we rely on Blackwing Technicians, too. Shit, dude. This deck's good. This is hard. Twilight Drake feels slow. Yeah, but it's for the extra dragon slot. We need a 4-drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, we could go down to 6 dragons, but if we're going down to 6 dragons, then we don't want to be running Blackwing Technicians, and then we'd have to run, like, Shades or something in that slot. Like, that's an option, of course. We could just cut this, put in a Shredder, cut these, put in Shades. Lowers the value of this slightly, but not by much, because we're going to be playing the 4-drops anyway. I think I would prefer that, honestly, though. Like, Shredder's just too good, right? Yeah, I think I want to put in the Shredder here instead. Why Shades if not doing combo? Just because Shades grow and are annoying. Innervate Shade wins against aggro. Innervate Shade's retarded against aggro. It's so busted. Whereas, like, Innervate Blackwing Technician's a lot harder to pull off. So, like, your Innervate turns are a lot weaker when you're relying on Dragon synergies for your early drops. Which is why I don't really like the... Like, Twilight Drake isn't good with Innervate. And Blackwing Technician isn't good with Innervate because you have to rely on having your Dragon draws early. So I'd like to increase your odds of having a nut early game draw that just tempos people out in the early game and you just kill them with Druid things. by adding in some shades, so you can innervate shade, because that combo is busted. And then, since we're not running those, I think we can cut the dragon count down to 6. Like, it's kind of scary being at 6, which is for activating the corruptors, but you should be able to find it most of the time. I think that'd be better. Just, you need to make use of the card innervate a little bit better is all I think the deck really needed. Because otherwise the dragons are solid. You had a solid dragon count. If we could get back up to 7 somehow, I would like to have that. But like, against aggro, if your innervate is innervating out a 2/4, that blows. But if you innervate out a 2/2, it turns into a 3/3 at the end of your turn. Then trades with their minion, and if they don't kill it, just continues growing and shitting on their entire board. It's insane. And innervating out piloted shredder is insane. So I think improving the value of your innervate's really good. Should help you against aggro, I think. So, yeah, I think that would be like pretty much the only change I would make. Other than that, the deck's really streamlined and really solid. Blackwing Technician's so much stronger a second. No, I mean, it is on turn 3, but you can't combo with Innervate very well. Oftentimes you don't hit the Dragon Activators by turn 3. If you don't hit the Dragon Activators by turn 3, it's pretty bad. What about Hungry Dragon instead of Shredder? Keep the Blackwing Technicians? No, I don't want to be giving aggro more minions. I'm already having a hard time trying to trade into each of their minions individually, so giving them another 1-drop is going to be really, really bad for us. One Blackwing and one Dragon instead of 2 Shades. What dragon? That's the big problem here. We are out of good dragons, man. You want to run like Dragonkin Sorcerer or the other Twilight? I'm not a fan of Twilight to begin with because we're dumping our cards pretty early. We're using Wild Growth on 2. We're using Innervate. We're just like, our hand's not going to be extremely big. The Twilight Dragon's going to be a 4/4 or a 4/5 on most of the time. So yeah. I think a lot of people really underestimate the value of just Innervate Shade and how many matchups that just shit stomps. Like, you Innervate Shade against Priest, what do? They're like, I guess I'll play a fair minion, and then you're just like, alright, kill it with Shade. And they're like, I guess I'll play another minion. You're like, alright, kill it with Shade. It's like, it's insane. Can never underestimate that. Chilmar replacement? Why does Chilmar need to be replaced? It's we need that for our dragon counts. We need at least 6. We can't go down to 5. And like, what are you gonna run? You gonna run like Alex Straza? No, Chilmar's just better against aggro. I feel like again the control games will be crushing it against aggro though. I kind of like having the Chilmar there. But yeah, that deck's pretty solid, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Hungry Dragons and Blackwings. No, man, you can't do the Hungry Dragons. You're gonna get shit stopped by face decks if you put in the Hungry Dragons. It's just not gonna work. You're gonna go Innervate Hungry Dragon, and they're gonna be like, oh, hit you in the face a lot, and you're gonna die. It's not as good. Alright, on to the next deck, Doctrine. Is Aviana good in the deck? Aviana's good in some decks. Good in some, like, crazy combo decks, but not that great. Alright. Unholy Donuts, man. Let's check out Unholy Donuts deck and get to Doctrine. Prescribe you some medication for your deck. Some diagnosis for your donuts. Alright, we got a ramp Paladin. I don't know how we're ramping. We don't have Wild Growth in our Paladin. But that's the title. I think it just means like Control Paladin. Mid-rangey. Curve-oriented. Alright, we got 1 Equality. Usually a good number for tempo-based Paladins. The old mid-range Paladins ran 1 Equality. Lately, mid-range Paladins have been switching to 2 Equalities. But we'll see how like big your curve is. Alright, we got Musters, we got Aldors, True Silvers, Consecrate. Come on, let me type. Search bar. Dragon Concert. Ah, there's the ramp. I get it now. I doubted the idea. Lay on Hands. Tyrium. 2 Lay on Hands. Has a lot of heal for 8 draw 3s. And the dragon team. We got Chilma joining the crew. We got Dr. Boom joining the team. Got Nefarian and Ysera. Okay, a lot of high value there. We are not losing to Control Warrior, that's for sure. Got Emperor Thorisan. Got Blackwing Corruptor. Twilight Guardian. This would be a lot easier if I typed in Dragon. Alright. We got Brand BGH. And Iron Becowl Zombie Chows. Alright. Alright, how many dragons? We got... Oh, we got a sick late game. Like, holy crap is our late game strong. Like, we put Control Warrior to shame. Control Warrior's like, I got a lot of bombs, and we're like, yeah, bombs. Alright, and then early game we got Zombie Chows, Minibots, Musters, Aldors. All these cards are really sick at dealing with stuff. True Silver is insane at clearing. Mid-rangey stuff. Not a bad shell, not a bad shell for sure. We got Emperor in there just to make some of our bombs cost a little less, which makes... Usually I don't like that concept of Emperor, but we got enough bombs that it works out pretty well. It allows us to lay on hands with Aldor or lay on hands with BGH, stuff like that can be like super cute, because otherwise you get into a position where you can't lay on hands. But if you get your lay on hands down to costing 7, then you can like lay on hands in a clutch situation, top deck the BGH or the Aldor that you need, like that. Alright, I gotta use the bathroom though. I'll be right back in 1 second. I'll let you guys just view the deck list, and feel free to post in chat thoughts that you have on it. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. Alright. Almost put that on backwards. Alright. Good concept, too slow is what the most popular comment seems to be. Too slow. 4 taunts in total, 2 of those slow, plus only 2 big heals. Alright, well, we'll try it out and see how slow it really is. It does look like it could be a little bit slow. It does look like it. But you never know. If we definitely hit our Minibot muster curve, it's GG from there, man. Minibot into muster, and then this high end to follow that, ain't nobody stop it. We'll be better with board clears. We got a quality and consecrate, man. We got the board clears. Let's see how it goes, see how it goes. I agree. We're going to need some more early game, though. That seems to be like a common theme with most people's deck doctor decks, is they have this sick high end, and they just, they don't have anything to deal with the early game. Which is really important, because early game is Hearthstone, man. Everybody gets these boards in Hearthstone, and the removal is usually not good enough, and people can generally snowball early game boards a lot in this game. So winning the early games, well, we're going to see how our early game pulls out here. We got a Hunter first round. Let's see what happens. Brand and Consort for Legendary Dragon is pretty sick, yeah. Well, we got sick early game so far. I like keeping True Silver. If we're coining, though, then we can't coin True Silver to kill an Animal Companion. But I do still want to go coin Minibot into Aldor. We could go coin Minibot into Aldor and then just drop Big Game Hunter and then play True Silver. Big Game Hunter trades with all forms of Animal Companion, so it's really sick. Minibot plus Owl should be able to kill every 2-drop that Hunter plays, so I like that a lot. So even if he plays Haunted Creeper or whatever, we can deal with it with that combo of cards and then have the Big Game Hunter to follow up to kill the Animal Companion. Oh my god, this hand. Yeah, this is going to be hard for him to beat, man. I think we hit the early game. Oh, baby. Nice science. Wouldn't it be a shame if someone were to silence? Chat spam 2 equality. I don't know, do you have enough activators for 2 equality? You have Chill Maw to activate equality and 2 consecrates. Without a wild Pyro Master and stuff. Who knows, man. When you draw your curve like this, bro. Holy crap. Alright, now we have a predicament here. So, if it's Freezing Trap, we want the Owl Freezing Trap. If it's Bear Trap, we cry a little bit.
Weapons ready.
Alright, if we Bear Trap, we could just Aldor the Bear, honestly. I think most of the time it's freeze. So we're gonna go this way, try and get our Owl back. Explosive? We don't mind that, we don't mind that. Just get this Mustard for Battle out there. Yeah. Mustard for Battle. It's pretty sweet. If he plays, I just want to get it out of my hand before I have to start using the True Silver is the most important factor with that Mustard for Battle decision. Bow. Man, this guy is fiercely aggressive. Alright, let's just take the maximum board development here, which is both of these drops. I guess technically you could call Aldor the maximum board development, but save Aldor to deal with some bigger things. Who knows if he's going to even play high main. He's running explosive traps and he bowed me in the face. So I'm thinking the possibility of high main went down by a lot when he did that. This looks like another explosive trap or an Unleash the Hounds. Why would he hit that if Unleash the Hounds? Why is he killing this with a bow? Okay. Not a meta deck, so all analysis out the window there. I think what we're going to want to do here is equip the True Silver so we're prepared to help remove whatever he plays, so that we can try and smooth out the development of Emperor Thorsan. He may run high main now, because he runs Power Shot, which is like a clear card. Usually they don't run Weapon Breaks and Hunter, but when they're running Power Shot, you never know, man. Alright, looks like he is going to go clear that zombie chow with his bow. Alright. I think this is an optimal Emperor value, but I think just keeping initiative against Hunter is usually pretty important, so making him have to react to my Emperor instead of being able to develop something big is pretty sweet. And we hit Consecrate with it, which can combo with Equality and be pretty busted. So we hit combo pieces. Not the worst thing in the world. Hunter's Mark. That's a pretty big punish for trying to take a tempo on the board. 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. We're close to being able to just kill this guy. Zombie Chow is not the top deck we needed here. We gotta find some of our high end now. We made it through the early game. Usually this doesn't happen. Does Fast Hunter counter Midrange Paladin? Usually Fast Hunter counters Midrange Paladin. Face Hunter, Hybrid Hunter, both usually do pretty well against Midrange Paladin. Control Hunter or Midrange Hunter usually does pretty poor against Midrange Paladin though, because we have Aldors to answer their big threat of high main. Alright, if this is Snake Trap, then I guess we have the Consecrate here. Don't have the dragons for that guy. So, let's go face first. Face first. Alright. Well, now we can just play this, I think, just for the body and hero power. Don't think we really need dragon synergies right now. We just need to be pressuring this guy. We got him in a range where we can just kill him before we even get to our high end. So I think that's fine. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage setup. BGH, Aldor. Not bad. That's not a taunt. We're forcing him to kill Command a Zombie Chow to stay alive. That's a good spot to be in. Alright, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're at 14, so some healing would be nice. Don't have the dragon synergy for that, but tell you what we do have. We have the ability to pound the hell out of space.
The battle reporting for duty.
He can't really kill me with any 2-card or 3-card. It can go unleash. Unleash is 3, 6, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage with unleash kill command. So I guess I'll just swing at his dome. Play around unleash kill command being able to kill me. Try and set up lethal. This deck isn't even using dragons to win. I'm just memeing this on her. He used to trade everything, because he shouldn't be able to kill me unless he has double kill command. He's already used 1 kill command. You need kill command quick shot. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 with kill command quick shot. So we gotta hope he doesn't have kill command quick shot. It looks like he's trading. Not a good one for him. So now he's got to trade the rest of the board too. Not develop anything. Looks like he did have the kill command. Good thing we played around Unleash kill command by swinging there. We would have died. And instead now he's forced to trade. We're at a really healthy life total. He has no cards left. We have a lot of high value cards in our deck. And we have 1 damage off lethal. Alright, we're just gonna... He just used the Unleash, so we're gonna again just like extend the board to the maximum and hit him in the face. So now he's got to clear our entire board again or he dies. We're using these synergies really good. Alright. He drew all the early game and he died. We just killed him with Paladin things. Not enough early game in this deck, Ellie Giggle. Alright, well we Shrek'd the Hunter. We need... I don't know. We ran out of cards really quick. Our curve's so polarized, you know? Really showed off the dragons. Yeah, we definitely dragoned him to death. What are our draw options that we could include? No. Sometimes mid-range paladins included an Accolade of Pain. I don't think we have enough draw to really make Bran happen. Because we're already trying to draw our dragons for our dragon synergies, and we saw that game, we didn't draw the dragons for our dragon synergies. Bran combos with our dragon synergies if we have to have a dragon, and then it can combo with only... If it sticks, it can combo with Nefarian, it can combo with Boom, and it can combo with Dragon Consort. A Dragon Consort combo, by the way, is really sick sounding. But the problem is, like, I guess that one doesn't require a dragon. I don't know, it seems really hard to pull off. And it seems like we need early game draw. I kind of want to cut Bran. Land Hands really helps. Azure Drake isn't in this deck. Azure Drake could be help. I want to see... maybe Azure Drake and then we can keep the Bran in. We, like, having our card draw on turn 8 is cool, but that means we're just playing all of our cards for their stock value, and then we get to turn 8, and then we finally draw cards, and then we can finally pull off combos. So we need the draw before turn 8. It's like too late drawing on turn 8, because by that time we've already played all of our cards. You know what I'm saying? And Azure Drake's just one of the best dragons, so I feel like we gotta find a way to fit that in there. And Azure Drake plus Dragon Consort can lead to things like Azure Drake Consecrate, which is disgusting against aggro, so I want to try and find a way to fit Azure Drake in there. I don't think Boom fits the theme of the deck. We already have dragons in like the Chillmaw slot there. We have Tyrion and other late game dragons, so we have plenty of high end that I don't think we need Boom. I think Chillmaw is better kind of against aggro, and Azure Drake generates value as well as Boom does because you're drawing a card off of it, so it can help you against the control matchups of just extending your hand. So I want to see Boom gone, and I want to see a Lay on Hands gone because we already have a lot of heal, and I want to get a second Azure Drake in there. And at this point now we have 6 5-drops, but we can kind of use Dragon Consort to smooth that curve, hopefully. We have how many dragons now? Now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dragons. 7, 8, 9 dragons. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dragons. So we should always have dragons. So since we always have dragons, we could actually justify playing Technician then in this deck.